Gorton's been warned. The member for Sydney.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. According to the Housing Industry Association, and I quote, an increase of 5% in the GST on a typical house and land package in Sydney will increase the cost of a mortgage by around $60,000 over the life of a loan. Why is the Prime Minister so intent on making the dream of home ownership even harder by increasing the GST?
The member for MacArthur will not interject, and I remind them— hang on, I haven't called the Treasurer. And I remind the member for Herbert he's been warned. It's his final warning. The Treasurer has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the Prime Minister. It seems it's my turn on this one. Same question, but we'll just take it in turns to give you basically the same answer. They constantly raise prospects of proposals that aren't being put forward by the government. What the member is referring to is something that was said back in July in relation to not a proposal of the government. And those on this side of the House have been taking the issue of housing affordability very seriously. And I've just mentioned that what we're seeking to do in terms of freeing up supply, but we also know what we're doing on this side of the House to ensure there are proper controls on foreign investment in residential real estate, Mr Speaker. It's those on this side of the House, by putting additional resources into the Australian Taxation Office to ensure that we can find those individuals, those foreign residents who have been seeking to thwart our foreign investment rules to buy properties, particularly in Melbourne. And there's been a host of those properties. Most recently, a week and a half ago, there was a $5 million property, Mr Speaker, that the Australian Taxation Office was able to identify. Now,
member for Isaacs will cease interjecting.
Those opposite scoff, Mr Speaker. Here's the chief scoffer now.
The Treasurer will resume his seat. The member for Watson on a point of order.
On direct relevance, the question is not referring to $5 million homes. We're talking about people getting their dream of their first home.
The member for Watson will resume his seat. Treasurer has the call. The member for Gilmore will cease interjecting. Leader of the House will cease interjecting. The Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Now, those opposite may not be aware that whether it's foreign residents taking advantage of a property at about $150,000 or at $5 million, you need to ensure that you have a system of enforcing regulations that ensure that home buyers have got a fair go. They've got a fair go, and what this government is doing is we're enforcing the rules around residential real estate and foreign investment. And if the member cared to inquire, he would know that we're not just cracking down on those properties at $5 million, but right through the band of properties down into the 200,000s as well, Mr Speaker. So we know that we need to act to ensure that first home buyers across the country are getting a fair go when they turn up to an auction or they turn into a real estate agent's office, and that they know and can have confidence that this government understands that problem, is acting on that problem, is getting results, and those opposite just simply scoff.